Sam, having a chat with Ollie of Broadside. How are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Thanks so much. So we've been playing a bunch of music of yours because you released your latest record, Hotel Blue, last
Mm.
year. For those who haven't heard it yet, tell us a little bit about the record.
So this is the first time we're kind of stepping into like a what we're calling like a bigger sound, especially within like the alternative vein of things. I don't know how it happened, but somehow we just all started getting old. So we were like, all right, well, how can we continue to progress the sound and still enjoy what we do? So this is our first step into like kind of broadening the overall tone. I wanted more instrumentation, more focus on like actual songwriting and that sort of process, and try to move into that. Um, so yeah, so it's super exciting to work with some bigger producers, do focus on bigger production for the record. The overall record has a theme and that sort of thing. So we kind of nerded out on the whole thing. I wouldn't say for the first time, but definitely focused all in for the first time. Everything was ready prior to release date, which usually we're just running around with their hair on fire up until release. But this felt kind of casual.
Yeah, nice. And four records in now. How does this record and your current feeling of music compare to your previous music?
So I'd say that I just feel more confident, and my focus as a vocalist, I'd say, is a lot more. I'm more focused on trying to stand out and kind of be a voice of my own within the scene, as opposed to trying to compete or remain in the shadows of, like some of my peers. And in the shadows, not being negative, just in the sense that I want to be, I want to be I want to show, that Broadside has a place within the scene still, and within music in general. So my focus on that was really trying to elevate the overall sound and make someone, even anybody that's in a band or anybody who loves music, to really listen to the record and be like, oh, that's interesting. Even if you don't like per se the music or the genre, maybe you'd be like, wow, these guys are really out here trying to do something. So for me, this feels like the most locked in and confident that Broadside sounded probably in a while.
Yeah, nice. And you get to play these tracks live back in the UK when you're heading out on tour with Between You and Me. I bet you can't wait to be back over here and touring again.
Yeah, legitimately can't wait. It's been so long since like I think like 2018. So
Hmm.
it's gonna be bizarre just knowing some of the people we've made connections with before are, fully grown up people functioning in the workforce and all that stuff like that. So it's exciting to go see. Yeah, last time we were here was Slam Dunk and we were goo goo and just kind of floating around all day because we couldn't believe it. And now we get to focus back in and actually play some venues over there and reconnect. So super excited. We haven't been there in the time lapse of the last two records, so we're
Hmm.
playing two complete new records. Well, not complete records, but you know what I mean, songs from those last two
Yeah.
records. So I'm super excited. Yeah, and between you and me and Young Culture, fantastic people. So all in all, it's gonna be a really good in and out tour. It's only like 9 days, but that's all you need.
Yeah, most definitely. And then you're talking across the states as well in April. So yeah, plenty going on for you.
Yeah, we got a full year ahead, trying to stay focused, and it's the long man's game, so we are in it.
Yeah, for sure. And then we're into festival season. What's your plan for doing some festivals this year?
So here's our plan. We're just gonna tweet at everybody possible and hope that they're like, oh, we need to bring Broadside. It is my dream to play festivals. That's kind of the reason why we started writing like the bigger production stuff. In my head, I was like, oh, write a bigger song, play a bigger room. And the biggest room I can think of is actually outside. So hopefully they'll start considering us for that. I know there's talks, we're kind of hoping, maybe coming over to Europe, we can get a foot in for Slam Dunk again, maybe next year or the year after that. So fingers crossed on that.
Yeah, fingers crossed indeed. Now in regards to new music, what are
Mm.
you doing at the moment? Because I know you've only just released your latest
Mm.
record, but have you started looking towards record five?
So yeah, I actually the past like 2.5 months I've been focused on just doing features for a couple of bands. So that's been really exciting, couple of different genres for me. So I'm just trying to like identify within like that space as well. And then on the personal level, we let's see, I'm trying to think of we have been writing and recording. Um but we're also taking some of our older tracks and trying to re-navigate some of those and see like what's possible with that. So we're kind of at a point now where we have a lot to pick and choose from regarding set list or what we want to do with the future.
Mm.
So we're actually having a lot of fun with the idea of reimagining some old music and then also seeing immediately what worked because we put out the last record during COVID and it was like almost impossible to see how that translated in real life. Whereas with Hotel Blue, we're able to be on the road. So, we're seeing what works and we're taking note of that because truly the people who like and listen to our band and come to the shows are the ones who are going to continue to do so. So we're just going to see what works off this last record and maybe just hyper focus in on that, continuing writing and uh we have the freedom now to just release a single. It doesn't always have to be straight albums. So we're looking forward to taking advantage of that opportunity, for lack of better words.
Yeah, nice. And when it comes to the writing side of things, how do tracks normally start off for you?
So I write melody. I either have a strong melody up front or I lyrics are always last to me. So it's pretty simple, like something simple on the guitar, uh, the chord, simple chords, and then I'll focus on melody. I'm very melody focused. And then once we have a melody, I make sure that it could work with the chorus, write a big banger of a chorus, and then we just fill in the rest. I wish we were more of an exciting band that was like sitting in a room and brooding and like somebody plays something on the piano and one of us starts crying, but it's pretty bare bones and boring with the writing process. But melody is definitely at the forefront for me, but that's because I'm a diva. So
And when it comes to the lyrics side of things as
uh,
well, how easy do the lyrics come to you?
I find that writing lyrics is pretty easy. The hardest part would be keeping them all aligned because I kind of have a psycho brain. So I could lose the plot, if you know what I mean. So I tend to write out the lyrics. Like I also write in my free time. I focus on like short stories and short form poetry. So hilariously enough, I'll write in my like whenever I'm writing lyrics, I like to physically write. I'll write a beginning, a middle, and an end just so I can stay within that. So it's like a child storybook whenever I write the lyrics, but I do enjoy the lyrics. Those come to me, God willing, they come to me the easiest and the fastest. So I'm just grateful for that. Um, but yeah, they generally, as long as they stick within the plot and I say it out loud and none of the guys go, "What does that mean?" Then we're good to go. Lock it in.
Yeah, and when you think about the lyrics, have you kind of got a book of things that you want to use? And if you do, is there any lyrics that come to mind that you've not used yet that you want to use in a song going forward?
Yeah, so I tend to write a lot about love and loss. Those are my two favorite subjects. The fear of failure within humankind is often a theme, and then on the opposite side of that, it would be like the elation of love or the stress of love. So those are my two favorite subjects, but I'd really like to focus in on just um, I think the overall perseverance of being a adult human being, but finding a way to like make that cool towards young people who don't really want to hear about, the tribulations of the world. Um, and metalcore and heavier music, they often get away with it more, that sense of emptiness and they really nail it. So I'd like to find a way to kind of nail that, hey, we all understand this rat race, but make it, you know, so you could sing along to it. I feel like
Mm.
that would be a nice, a nice song and dance of misery, but not completely miserable. I do like to continue on the promotion of perseverance and self-worth. So I feel like it would be nice to touch on those subjects and not be so whimsical all the time. But this last album kind of had like a focus.
Yeah, nice. Ollie, it's been a pleasure having a catch up with you.
Thank you so much for your time. I really, really appreciate you.